minutes of this fifth match, the halfway stage of the Triangular One-Day tournament taking place out here in South Africa. I mentioned we're in Kimberley, which hosts international cricket today, but Kimberley is rather better known for its diamond mining. It's the home of the De Beer Company and also the place of the Big Hole, one of the most extraordinary phenomena in South Africa, from whence the diamonds come. I would say that England may want to disappear down that big hole if they play like they did in Cape Town just the other evening against Zimbabwe. They were slaughtered, Henry Alonga picking up 6 wickets, and their record against Zimbabwe is very poor. They've lost 6 out of 8 matches. Nasser Hussain had plenty to say about it, and England will be looking to turn things around today. He didn't win the toss though. Andy Flower won it again. No great surprise. He chose to bat first on what looks like a very, very good batting surface. Here are the teams announced by the captains. First Zimbabwe, no changes. The coach David Houghton delighted with the way things are going, so he's kept the same 11 together. England have made one change. Darren Maddy is in the side for the out-of-form Chris Adams. We're ready now for the action. A lovely hot sunny day here in the middle of South Africa, and it's the Zimbabwe openers, Grant Flower and Neil Johnson at the wicket.
He's smashed that away, backward a square. Whether it'll go the whole way, it's quite a slow outfield. We'll just have to see. It does. 4. The first of the morning.
It's a good hit because it's come off the lower portion of the bat and still managed to get to the boundary. Width offered by Goff, and Johnson, he's got such a nice long reach.
It's a good shot. Backward a square. Elam chasing, but he won't get there. Better timing this time from Johnson. Same result.
Just use the pace of Goff's delivery. Playing it much later, not trying to force it away.
Out, caught extra cover. Big wicket for England. They know the importance of that. Good field placing from Hussain.
Johnson trying to drive on the up, not keeping it down. A little unlucky because he hit it quite well, but he just picked out that fielder in the 15-meter radius, and that took a bit of catching from Hussain. Good reward for Caddick, who's kept a good line and length. Johnson, he's gone for 11, only 18 balls, and Zimbabwe 15 for 1.
This has got past Caddick. You see, this is the danger when you bring up the fine leg to inside the circle. You've got to make sure that you don't stray down the leg side, because once it beats him, it's going to go to the boundary. And he's also not the most athletic fielder in the England side in that position. Many another man would have cut that off, but he's a big fellow and just couldn't get down quickly enough. And the danger, of course, when you're going round the wicket is it's so easy to let them slip away down the leg side. Now he plays a very good looking shot, and he's got, is it 4 or 6? It's 6. Well, that was brilliantly played by Grant Flower. He gave himself room and went down the wicket, hit inside out and over the top. He's got this one away. Caddick just straying onto leg stump, and where he lost out with a full toss earlier on in the over, he certainly doesn't this time. He picks it up nicely over the short mid wicket and 4 runs.
Oh, he's found space brilliantly. Cracking shot from Campbell. That's the 50 partnership between these two. As soon as you give the batsman any width, it becomes a lot easier to score. Over the top. And 4. Well, Hussain trying to keep the pressure on by keeping as many fielders as he can in the inner circle to stop the ones. And Campbell finally has got that shot right. Oh, it's in the air and caught at backward point. And he hangs his head in disappointment, Alistair Campbell, and goes for 28. And the breakthrough comes from Mark Elam, Zimbabwe 71 for 2. Attempting to drive to a ball which was short of a length
having to drive on the up, maybe just changing the pace, slight variation of pace, slightly slower, just holding up a fraction on the pitch, and Campbell can't keep it down. 47 balls, he's gone for 28, and Zimbabwe 71 for 2.
Oh, there's the appeal. Out! Well, he had a long look, Dave Orchard. Flower coming forward. He might have hit him on the move. But Elam does bowl straight.
He bowls straight, and Flower probably thinking to himself as he goes back, you know, what was I thinking of there? Just a slight lapse in concentration. And that's pretty straight. And although it's on the front foot, Dave Orchard can be pretty sure that's going to go on and hit the middle stump. Grant Flower, and after a slow start, he was just beginning to accelerate. He's gone now for 28 or 54 balls, and Zimbabwe 73 for 3 in the 21st over.
That time he's glanced it away. That'll go to the boundary for 4.
Elaine is trying to tuck the batsman up, giving the batsman no room, trying to bowl as straight as possible. Just drifting fractionally down the leg side. Murray Goodwin does well to get bat on it.
Another big shout here, but it wasn't quite as convincing as the previous one, and a little sort of grimace from Elam indicates that he wasn't absolutely happy about that pitch just outside leg stump. Good decision. That's nicely played, and that will go away for 4. Good shot.
Real beauty. It's one of the best looking strokes in cricket when it's played well, and you need to be balanced to play it well.
Another big appeal, and out this time. Well, there was a shout just 2 overs ago that Mark Nicholas felt was a little closer than just for comfort. Now, where does he get this front pad? Yeah, it's pretty similar to the previous one.
Clever bowling from Elam. He gets so close to the stumps. If you bowl wicket to wicket and bowl straight, it's a tremendous way to bowl, and you've got to play straight in reply, and Flower didn't do that. He's gone for 8. It's 92 for 4.
The gap might well be out. It is. It's bowling very straight, Elam. Umpire Orchard, a busy man.
It's cracking bowling from Mark Elam. We won't necessarily bore you with going through it all again. He's bowling straight, and the batsman's getting that front leg stuck. I think that's hitting the stumps.
Only one of them. The middle one, I think that was hitting. So Carlisle goes for 2. LBW bowled Elam yet again. 96 for 5. Zimbabwean struggling. Another big shout. He's in business again, Elam. Well, credit to Orchard. I mean, he just says, well, that's straight, that's out.
And I think it is again. Exactly the same. Whittle probably got a little further forward than some have. But that ball, oh, that's out. That is out. It's almost the most out of the lot.
I think they've all been out. Look at this. Look how he's restricted the players. Flowers scored 2 runs from the 4 balls that he received. That was Grant. Campbell 1 from the 3, and so it goes on. That's out. It's out. I'm telling you, it's out. And umpire Orchard agrees. That's 5 LBWs.
He looks quite upset about it, Dave Orchard, as if to say, I don't know what to make of this, but I've just got to keep giving them out. And he did have to. That's out. I mean, That is out. That's hitting middle and leg stumps, and it's hitting between wicket, and he hasn't got very far forward, and he's just saying, I'm afraid so. What a fabulous spell of bowling. Give Mark Elam his due. By bowling so straight, he's posed a problem in the first place. He's restricted runs, the mistakes have come, and he's cashed in, and the credit to the bowler for that. Murray Goodwin, the man that's gone for 15, 98 for 7.
Oh!
It's worth what no one can see out there watching this match is the state of Robin Jackman alongside me, leaping up and down like a mad thing.
Oh, that's edged, and it's going to, I think, run away for 4. There is a slip in position, interestingly enough, for John Rennie, but that slip is not standing where he might have been at first slip. He's at more second slip, and it went between the keeper standing up and the slip. Oh, there's going to be a run out here. Oh, this, I think, is going to be out in the end because his bat was actually on Gough and I don't think on the ground. Terrible collision.
Well, Gough is fully entitled. He went to collect the delivery, or the throw rather, so he couldn't be accused of running purposely in the line of the batsman and obstructing him.
It was a terrible mix-up, just chopped down into the gully area, the fielder moving smartly to his left, and well, you see now Gough obviously not anywhere near the wickets. He throws. Oh, it's tight. Yeah, quite right. Good decision by the third umpire, and justice is done.
And the end of a remarkable spell of bowling from Mark Elam, the Kent bowler. 10 overs, 3 maidens, 5 for 15, all 5 LBW, and you don't want much more. Oh, nicely played. That'll go to the deep backward square boundary, bisecting the 2 fielders, and 4 runs. A long while since we've seen a boundary, and it takes Zimbabwe to 121 for 7.
This is through mid-wicket, and we might have a boundary. We will indeed. Full toss and hit through mid-wicket. Nice shot that, and that's what Zimbabwe need. They need 3 or 4 boundaries in these closing overs. This is well hit. This is a good boundary, this. It was a full toss, and they've still got to be put away. They're not always that easy, and that was quite a high full toss, but he did well to lift it over the short mid-wicket and find the gap between long on and mid-wicket, the men on the boundary. That's a nice looking shot. It'll bring up the 50 partnership between these two, and that's very well done. After 98 for 7, they recovered to 148 for 7. Struck away well, beats the man at backward point. Doesn't beat the sweeper, who gets well round to do a good job there, Mark Elam. Or is it Maddie? It's Maddie, and he gets in a good throw too. But they get enough to bring up the 150. This is 4 more.
It's the only problem with looking to bowl full. If you don't get it in the block hole and you produce a sort of shin-high full toss, then it can just slide off the bat anywhere. That's what that's done. I don't think we can give Heath Streak the credit of having opened the face and played it deliberately there.
This has gone straight up, and it's taken by the captain. So Rennie perishes in the last over, trying to hit out, but he's done a very good job indeed in putting on 62 with Heath Streak for the 8th wicket.
Yeah, no real harm done in getting out at this stage. He just needs to make sure that he crosses with his batsman, which I think Heath Streak asked him to do. He was beginning to sit straight off towards the pavilion, which is square of the wicket. So Rennie, 23, Cordes Hussain bowled Gough from 67 balls. The 8th wicket goes down at score at 160.
I nominated swipe and a miss. I nominated wrong. Mr. Goff isn't going to miss. And Henry Olonga is bowled first ball, last ball of the innings. And Zimbabwe end on 161 for 9.
Well, you got the swipe and miss right. And Goff got the radar right.
A brave and sensible effort at the end from Heath Streak, and John Rennie was good in support as well. Took Zimbabwe to 161 for 9, but one cannot believe that is enough on what seems to be a good, slow batting surface. Runs at the top from Grant Flower and Alistair Campbell, but I think Alistair Campbell giving it away like that was one of the real problems for Zimbabwe when they threatened a good score. The England bowlers, well, one man stands above all. The best bowling figures by an England cricketer ever in a one-day international, Mark Elam. 10 overs, 3 maidens, 5 for 15. He won 5 consecutive LBW decisions there, and that is the most LBWs ever given in a one-day international. Well done, Mark Elam. 2 for Darren Goff, 1 for Andrew Carrick, who was exemplary today, and 1 for Mark Elaine as well. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, 162 at just over 3 and over for England to win it. Welcome back to the most wonderful afternoon here in Kimberley. England need 162 to win the one-day international against Zimbabwe. We'll pick it up with Nasser Hussain and Nick Knight at the crease.
That's a lovely shot. Again, reaching for it a little bit, but he got a lot of bat on it, placed it well through the covers, and that's a handsome opening boundary for Nasser Hussain.
Textbook stuff here from Nasser Hussain. Beautiful. You see the high elbow, but more importantly, look how well he placed that. Beautifully struck, well timed.
Down to fine leg, running the first one hard. They don't have to bother. It's 4 runs. It was played finely enough to beat the man down on the boundary. Down the wicket, beautiful shot. You see when he goes down the wicket of the fast bowlers and he realizes he's at the pitch, he goes through with a shot, and either it goes airborne, which doesn't matter in these early stages, or like that along the ground.
Definitely one of his strengths, Nick Knight, and he smashed that so powerfully. I tell you, nobody's moved in the Zimbabwean squad.
Oh, that's just over his head. Straight back down the ground, and it's 4 runs, so it was hit well enough in the end, but it wasn't that far out of the reach of the bowler.
Again, the example of the slow pitch. I think he did mean to hit it in the air, but he sort of checked the shot in between, but he timed it firmly enough for it to get to the boundary. Maybe not.
This could be his day, and he just stands in his crease and bangs that through the covers. Didn't have to move. Lovely shot.
Textbook stuff here from Nick Knight. On the up, beautifully positioned, and he hit it with tremendous timing. Look at that follow through. Great shot. Oh, good shot. Safe and powerfully hit. 4 runs.
Just exactly in the right place, wasn't it? And Hussain wasn't going to miss out. Just short of a long half volley. It just hit straight through the line. Nice full face of the bat at the ball and back over the bowler's head.
Whoopsie. And there's trouble for Andy Flower.
This is trouble. If it's anything like permanent, if it's only temporary, it's fine. But he's in some pain. And as far as the rest of the series is concerned, this is quite critical. Hussain going down the wicket to hit it over the top. It jags back and it's got the end of a finger there or something. Yeah.
You could see the moment that ball glanced the glove and went off, he knew he was in trouble. He's feeling the finger there. Oh, that's a good shot down the wicket, and that'll go to the boundary at deep mid-wicket. Using his feet well, Nick Knight. He always likes to, and it brings the 50 up. 53 for no wicket.
It's a superb stroke. He played it a lot against South Africa. He's totally in control of it. He doesn't charge down the wicket at the ball. He just sort of walked towards the line, and then with a good balance, just clips it over mid-on. 32, his contribution.
Oh, that's a good shot from Hussain. One bounce over the rope for 4. Really attacking Heath Street. Beautifully played.
It's almost as if Hussain's practicing something, as if he's saying, look, we're not going to get targets like this that often, so let's see if we can't get this target in 40 overs, which would be a very good practice session for them.
Edge and 4 runs. There's no slip in position. Wicket keeper's up, and third man was too square to cut it off. Just a little bit of a way drift there for Guy Whittle to the left-hander, and finding the edge. Smashes it down the ground using his feet nicely, and that's well placed, well hit.
I think that he was trying to hit that in the air, and that sometimes happens. You've used your feet so well that you're in absolutely the perfect place to hit the ball on the ground, and he just kept going. One of the great things about when you're trying to hit the ball in the air, you're tending to go right through the ball with your hands, and that's why he hit that so well. It was a super shot.
This time he goes aerial, and it's big. It's up onto the roof of the chalets or the stand, and a turquoise roof, and it rolls over the back. That was a mighty hit by Hussain.
I think he's after Whittle, isn't he? I think he's showing him a great deal of respect. Brilliant. To see the ball hit with such abandon is great fun.
40 now from 55 balls. Here he goes again. This one he hasn't quite hit as well. It bounces just in front of the advancing man in the deep.
He's just gone a bit in the head for a minute. Whittle's cleverly switched to come around the wicket, which is going to cramp Hussain a bit. And he just wants it every ball out of the park, and that sometimes happens to batsmen. The old adrenaline's pumping. You don't think much of the bowler, and you want his blood. And it won't do any harm to get off strike for a ball or two.
Field for LBW. Umpire Orchard is unmoved.
Well, it isn't far away. It's the first thing I'd observe. It nipped back and hit. What do you think? Could that conceivably have gone down the leg side? I don't.
Shall we put it this way? There's marked similarity between that and the many that he gave to Elam. This is another big hit. Sailing, and into the side screen. I think the England captain has decided it's time to get into the shower.
Such a super shot. It's lovely. It must give him so much joy to hit the ball like that.
Another one down to long on. And having just brought up the 100 partnership, Nasser Hussain brings up his own personal 50. With 5 4s and 2 6s from 66 balls. Very good innings. Again, he runs it nicely down to third man for the single, and that brings up Nick Knight's 50. So 50 apiece for Hussain and Knight. 5 fours in his effort, the same as Nasser Hussain, but Hussain has added 2 sixes. And if Hussain's came off 66 balls, Knight not many more, 69.
Oh, and he's edged it for 4 through first slip. And one has to ask the question, if you need wickets badly and your main strike bowler comes back, perhaps there should be someone there to catch it. Oh, well bowled. And that's gone through the reserve wicket keeper. Did he signal byes? Oh, I was going to say it's a drop catch, otherwise the byes have just been signalled now. Well, it's good to see him back. That's a good shot. And 4 runs. So this over, costly as well.
Great shot, and the placement even better. Drifted onto the pads and he picked it up very sweetly, a couple of bumps and into the rope. Nasser Hussain has really been very positive this inning.
It's in the gap in the mid-wicket area. They'll look for 2 and get it. That's good running from Knight. Of course, that's if he gets in. He's very quick, Nick Knight, between the stumps. He's feeling reasonably confident. Zimbabwe haven't gone over the top in celebration. Let's see.
They've all just asked for the third umpire to have a look at this. He's collected it now.
Up in the air, and it falls safely between long off running in and long on running across. Down the wicket, over mid-off. Beautiful cricket.
He does strike the ball beautifully just outside the off stump. This is Nick Knight. Uses his feet nicely as well. Gets to the pitch. Clean strike of the ball. 1 bounce and over the ropes.
That's a good shot if it goes all the way, but there's a man underneath it and he's out. Hussain, who's led from the front, holes out at long off, and the first wicket falls at 128.
He tried to go over. He wanted the maximum. Looks as if he got it low down onto the bat. He had to reach for it in the end. Big stride, right at the bottom. He knew he hadn't hit it well enough to clear the ropes. Well taken by John Rennie in the end. Nasser Hussain then 64, England 128 for 1.
Smashed down the ground over mid-on for 4 by Nick Knight. That's his area. In this sort of form, you can't bowl without a long on. It's that simple.
One of the cleanest strikers of the ball, Nick Knight, and when he hit it straight, he looks so good. Just 1 bump, 1 bounce and smash into the advertising boards. Great shot.
That'll be 4. Just a fine edge. Leg glance.
Yeah, the head's a little down now for the Zimbabweans. Not a good delivery, directed way down leg side. All he had to do was get bat to that, and was fine enough to get to the boundary.
Oh, well, Graham Hick won't be pleased with that. Not at all. It's a terrible time to come in when just a few runs have got to be knocked off for victory. You can only sort of get out. And the sensible thing would have been just to knock him about and feed the bowling back tonight, and here he had to go.
He's trying to hit this over mid-wicket. And not quite short enough to play the shot. And it's always going to be difficult on a pitch which is keeping low to play the pull shot in any event. And as you say, he'll be disappointed that he didn't end the game with little asterisk behind his name. Bold streak for 2. England 140 for 2.
This is through and might well go for 4. Third man's charging round, won't get there. And Solanke getting a wideish delivery. He's opened the face nicely, played it very square, in fact backward a square.
Really, he certainly does look a talent. He's times the ball so well. I mean, this is no more than the bottom of the bat to this one. And really moved across the outfield.
There's a naturalness about him, a fluency about him.
But look at that. Lovely timing, lots of wrist in the shot, and it's gone all the way. Not the quickest of outfields, but perfectly positioned, well forward, weight going into the shot.
That's the point. Gets such a good stride in. Excellent stroke. Oh, beautifully played. What skill. What wonderful skill. Great effort from Olonga. But that brings the scores level. No, it doesn't. That's victory. Beg your pardon.
Well, that's not very wide at the off stump, and as you say, he gets across, which is unusual when playing the late cut or trying to play the late cut to a ball as straight as that. And just plays it so late and gets it so fine. Great effort from him. Great effort from Nick Knight, Hussain, and of course Mark Elam.
Now that's much more like it. 162 for 2 England when they won the game with 17.5 overs to spare, and they did it by 8 wickets. Nick Knight unbeaten with 72. I thought he managed things very well out there and showed us a lovely array of strokes. And Nasser Hussain was superb. After a sticky-ish start, he then smacked it all around the park and made sure that England got involved with the run rate again. It was a very good captain's effort, that. And a nice bit of bluster from Vikram Solanke at the end, unbeaten with 16 and some super strokes through the covers. The Zimbabwe bowlers, a wicket for Olonga and one for his streak as well, but they had a rotten day of it.